ladies and gentlemen, and you, Jill, Wayside Koi. Well, what am I doing in my modelling room today? Well, I'm just saying hi in here before I go out there. There's two reasons. I didn't manage to get anything done on the ponds or the tanks yesterday. I had to give the brother-in-law a hand, and then when I came home I then had to turn a load of scrap wood into a base for my son's tank, which is behind me. I'll show you that when I flip you around. But the main reason I'm here is so I can sit my cut on my stool, so I can show you how my new patch that Jim Bob from It's What I Do made for me, as well as the custom cushion for Susan. He made me another patch to go on my leather cut, so I told him I'd put it on the video and show him, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'll spin you around and we'll have a look at that, and then we will piss off outside. So here we are, my leather cut, and this is the embroidered patch that Jim Bob made me. So I've got that square in the back. My brothers in arms gone but not forgotten. My PTSD badge. Combat veteran slash that was bought for me. And my desert rat and my Union Jack from Operation Desert Storm. But there we go, Jim Bob. I'm well chuffed with it. Got it back from the tailors yesterday. Over the bloody moon. Thank you very much, mate. You are a genius. And yes, the tank comes with a stand. No, the tank's not going on the stand, because this tank is for my son's turtles, and the reason I've had to make a base for it out of a load of scrap wood is because when it stood on this, he will not be able to get into it to actually get to his turtles. On top of that, I've also got to fit this thing to it. Yep, a bloody pond filter. Pond filter in my dining room stroke craft room. So, yeah, not touching that today. Did some of that yesterday. So my plan is to switch you off, and then we will head outside and I'll pick you back up then. 2 days. As you can see, I'm not outside. I went outside for a bit and my fingers get too cold too quick. So I've decided I'm going to come indoors for a bit, and I'm going to start the airlift return for the tank. So I will guide you through it as I put it together and so forth and so on. I know there's a few of you out there that are interested. I know I look stupid with my bins on, but I can't see that graph paper without it. So let me spin you around and we'll have a look at what I'm doing. Right, to start with, I've got a length of 1.5 inch pipe. That has been solvent welded when the camera focuses, and a nice seal formed all the way around by running your fingers round once it splurges out. Gives you a lovely seal there. I don't know if you can see that. Ah, there we go. See? So then you know you've got a real good seal from your solvent weld. So then what I've got, when the camera refocuses, right, so on this coupler I have some really fine graph paper, and what I'm doing at the moment is I'm marking holes. That might not be all of the holes, but it's going to be the basis so that I've got an equal distribution of air once it's connected up. What I have here is a 2 inch coupler, and some material that I use quite often. And what we're going to do is we're going to form a base with the material cut to shape that will go inside here, and will first be sealed with super glue. Then once super glue's gone off, there'll be a really small bead put round the inside, and because this will be pushed inside here, there will be a bead put round that joint as well. Okay. I will mark out on the piece of card where that will sit, thus creating a little chamber around it. And then I will form a cap which will slide down over the top and be sealed in place with super glue and CT1, thus creating an air chamber that will cause the air to rise up the pipe. The longer you've got the drop before you hit where the water comes in, the faster it will push your water up and out. So that's why, depending on the size that I choose on the holes, will depend on how many holes I put in. And then I bore a tiny little hole, and then I put a little connector in there that will then connect to an air line, which will then go to the air pump. I'll press pause a second, and I'll just go and grab the drill bits that I will be using. Alright, so here we are. These are drill bits that I use in my modelling, and it's a mixture of really fine drill bits and milling bits. So what I will do is I will pick one that's really, really small, and that's what I will start with. So there we go. So that's the plan for the present moment. So I'll come back to you when I'm a bit further along. Well, there we go, cupcakes. There's stage 1 done. Perforating the tube. Nice holes in and out, everything nice and smooth, everything cleaned out. There we go. So the next task is to get one of these in there. That way. And that will be the air feed. Well, Susan came home, didn't want the noise and that, so I've been evicted up to the scenery area. Don't worry, Jamie. I'm just about to start wrapping it out. We'll get that out to you soon. That's Jamie from Keeping It Koi. If you don't know who Jamie is, get down to his channel. Tell him Vince sent you, and I've seen your new fish tank filter. There's my flow coat. There's my resin. So, I'm over in the scenery area now. Place looks like a shithole at the moment. Like a fucking bomb site. Look at it. There's my airbrushing area. But anyway, stop flapping me gums. I've got my piece done. I've got this piece done. I got the base roughed out, and then that will be CT1'd, and that one will CT1 in place there like so, and then we'll have one on the top, and as you see then I create an air chamber. And because I'm not sure on how deep this is going into the ground yet, until I get out there and start connecting it to the old skimmer line, so I've got a coupling there just so I can get it where I want it to be. So yeah, I'll come back to you shortly, and we should have a airlift chamber ready to go. There we go, there's the bottom of the chamber. Got one layer inside and then another one completely covering it on the outside, and like I say, that will have CT1 on it, and there will be CT1 on the inside. Then that will sit in there, and then I will have, not this one because this one hasn't come out right, but you would then have a ring sitting inside, and then there'll be a secondary ring over the top like I've done on the bottom, and there will also be CT1 around this airline here. The reason I've used this 90 as opposed to the I think it's 5mm that the RO water comes in. On the others that I built on the front pond, they had them, but I'm going to be using the air pump that is going to run the Easy Pod to run this airlift, so that's why I've gone for the bigger bore and the more holes. So the pickle's just turned up for a visit, so I will come back up here and come back to you and get this finished soon. Here we go, cupcakes. Pings are moving along now. I've got both bottom layers in there at the moment, so that's ready. This one is your inner ring. That one will go over and be CT1'd into there. In fact, that's upside down, Vincent, you dickhead. That one will get CT1'd into there, nice and flush with the top of there. And then you've got the top, which is a slight squeeze. So then when I push it down and it's CT1'd in place, and there will be the air chamber for the airlift on the tow side tank. So there we go. I'm going to get to putting this together properly, and then I shall get back to you shortly. Well, cupcakes, it's been an afternoon and a day of not doing a lot but doing quite a bit. I've now got to wait until tomorrow for this to cure, and then I shall connect it up to a length pipe and I shall leak test it. And while I'm at it, I will air test it as well. I can do that by just blowing down the tube that I put onto the connector. So yeah, what I will do is I will spin you round and I'll show you the end product as much as I can. All you can see now is really a black lump, but once I've tested it tomorrow, if it works, then I'll be able to get the rest of the pipe work in for that run, which means I will have to swap over the pumps, or one of the pumps that are on the main pond. I'm going to take the 8,500 litres an hour or whatever it is off of the bottom drain line, because that is now going to go on the toe side tank, and then I'm putting a 10,000 Veriflow pump, exactly the same as what I've got running on my skimmer, onto the bottom drain, so I can at least get the pipe work in and sorted, so then I can then look at getting the front boarded off, making it look pretty as opposed to a donkey's hind leg. So what I'll do is I'll flick you around, you can have a look at this. It does, like I say, it doesn't look much, but once I've tested it, I'll do another video and we'll go from there. On that note, I will flickaroo and we'll have a look. So there you go. There's the beast incarnate. So that's what will sit down in the bottom of the hole by the toe side tank, and that is what will drive the skimmer. The 90 is the same airline that you get on an Easy Pod and a Nexus sort of thing. And then, as you saw, I made the chamber. You can see CT1 sealed in down the bottom there. And the reason I've covered the whole thing in CT1 is because this material that I've used to make these banking plates, even though it is a to me water repellent surface, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't soak into it. But just to be safe, as you can see, I've given a good layer of CT1 around all the joints and the connections. I will be placing this inside of a piece of 4-inch pipe to protect it when so that I can backfill the hole. But there we go. I'm going to call this one the Twisted Towers. Oh, hang on. Yeah, the Twisted Towers airlift system. Let's go for that one. I really can't wait to test it, and I really can't wait to see it actually running on the tank. You know, I first learned about airlifts, geez Christ, must be about 9 or so years ago now, when I first visited and made the acquaintance of Mark Davis at Cuttlebrook Koi Farm. And it was him that got me interested in the airlifts, because I haven't been up there for the last year or so, but up until that point he was still using the same systems as he was when I was going backwards and forth there, and that's the basically an extra large homemade Easy Pod and a bio chamber running on air pumps, literally returned back to the tanks in his sales room. They're all done by airlifts. Many memory cleaning them buggers out, but hey, that's a different story. So that's where I got the idea from. This is just the way that I've found of construction that seems to work better than an airstone. I found with using the airstone, depending on which airstone you used, depended on how the bubbles acted when it went through into the chamber. Now with some airstones you get really fine bubbles, and when I used the that certain air stone on the airlifts on the front pond, you could see nothing but bubbles on the surface, and that was due to the airlift. So that's one of the reasons why I've gone to this method, let's say, and that's after doing some research on the old YouTubes, because I do believe that they are a good system of moving water. So there we go, folks. That's me done for today. I might do a little snippet later. In fact, yeah, I will. I'll find 5 minutes later and I'll do a little bit of underwater footage of the growing on tank for you. But on that note, that's me signing off, saying thank you very much for watching. All you new ones, all you old ones. And like I said at the start of the video, and you, Jill and John, Wayside Koi, get over and check their channel out. They're making a big pond. Doing really well. Smashing it out. I thought at this rate they'd be done by Christmas, but hey, we can all dream, can't we? Doing good, guys. But on that note, I will catch you all on the next one.